back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this absolutely adorable jack-o'-lantern pumpkin scarecrow candle holder doohickey thing using Dollar Tree items. Friends, I am back after such a long time of not filming. Listen, I'm going to talk just for a few seconds. If you don't want to hear me talk, then why are you even here? But listen, a whole lot had gone on in this past month. Actually, about a month and a half. I was taking care of someone who was very ill. I got ill myself. This is the sickest I could ever remember being in my life. And it knocked me down for a long time. Very good friend of mine, my bestest buddy, Brandy, has been running my page for me over on Facebook. So thank you, Brandy. This woman has kept me going. But anyway, I got very sick. It was not COVID. Everything's not COVID. I did not have COVID. And then I got a really bad ear infection. My eardrum ruptured. And I cannot explain that kind of pain to you. And I was down for about a week with that. No hearing loss, no permanent damage. I'm okay. And then we here in Western North Carolina got hit with the hurricane. So, you know, and Asheville just recently got water back after having no water for 2 weeks. I was trapped on my street, well, road rather. I live out here in the boonies, in the woods. There were trees down everywhere. 2 massive trees just about hit my house. But, you know, thank God we were all okay. And it was just a disaster. We didn't have power for, you know, days and days and days. No power, no water, no nothing. But everything is back up and running, at least in my household now. So, yeah. And thank goodness I am back to filming. So thank you to everybody that was checking in on me. I'm sorry that I could not post updates as often as I wanted to. Like I said, we didn't have cell service. My phone was on an SOS signal for the longest time. And finally, when they cleared my road, I was lucky enough to live on the east side of that I-40 collapse. So I could at least get on the interstate and I could drive about an hour and I could get some sort of phone signal. So I could at least leave some kind of update here on YouTube. But anyway, I'm back and up and going. So now let's get into this craft, okay? First off, what you're going to need, one of these glass candle holders from Dollar Tree and also one of these little glass jack-o'-lanterns. And I know it's a little late to be doing Halloween crafts, but I had bought all these supplies before everything happened and I need to use them up. Now, first off, before we do anything with these, we're going to take this outside and we're going to spray paint it with this raggedy can of spray paint that I have in Canyon Black. Now, you can use chalk paint, you can use acrylic paint, whatever paint you want to use for this, but we're going to paint this black and then come back and do some more. All right, friends, if you hear a cat, there were lots of misplaced animals during this hurricane, and I took in a whole bunch of little baby kittens with no mothers. I've got cats in here. I'm taking care of a lot of things right now, but now that this is painted, we're going to glue this on, and I'm going to be using some hot glue and some E6000. Y'all have seen me do this many times before. We use the E6000 to give us long-term hold. Whoa! And then the hot glue is going to give us short-term hold. Just to tack it in place in case you have cats, dogs, and feral children running around. It will hold it in place so that it doesn't fall apart. And hot glue and glass don't go well together, but it will for the short term. You don't want to mix the hot glue and the E6000 if you can help it. That's going to weaken the bond, and it's going to fall apart later, probably like I am. But let's just glue this right here and just hold that in place just for a minute or so for the hot glue to set up. Okay, so now I have this scrap of ribbon. This ribbon here, isn't that cute? And I'm going to attempt to make a simple bow out of it. So now we're going to take it and we'll see about how wide we want the bow. Can y'all see? About how wide we want the bow. And then I'm going to fold it like that. Okay. And now let's trim this and get this out of the way. And now let's lay it down. And we're just going to glue the ends together just to make a loop. Okay. Whoa, Nelly. Glue that down and hold that in place. I believe that glue has set up. So now our seam here is going to be on the back. We're just going to take this, bend it forward in half, and then take this top part and just bend it back, and then bend the other back, and then you have a cute little bow. Now, I can't find my floral wire, but I do have a pipe cleaner. So I'm just going to wrap that around the center and then tighten it down. All right, so there's our little bow. And now I'm just going to glue that right here. And now let's hold this in place. All right, so let's move this out of the way. Now what do I have here? I have this ribbon roll, empty ribbon roll. This is just Dollar Tree ribbon. And I have a piece of cardboard. Y'all hear the choppers outside? There have been lots of military choppers and more rescue choppers flying overhead. So there's that. So if you hear the noise, that's what that is. But what we're going to do with this is we're going to trace a circle. Because see, this isn't very big. This is very big. It isn't very wide. And I want a wider brim for this hat. Maybe not even a whole lot, just a little bit. But I'm just going to trace this around and then we're going to cut it out. All right, so now that this is cut out, I'm going to pull the end off of this. Let's put that over there. Do I want to tear the other end off? I think I do. So let's do that. And now I have this piece of burlap here that I'm going to attempt to wrap around this. Let's see about how far down we need to cut. About right there. Again, does this have to be perfect? No, ma'am. And we're just going to try to be so careful and cut between the little lines here. Whoa! So that it doesn't fray. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down. Please be careful when doing this because, of course, the hot glue is going to want to seep through the burlap and attack your fingers. And we don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this down like so, and I'm going to hold it in place and make darn sure that this glue is set up before we move on. I think it's set up. I could be wrong. But now we're just going to wind this around. Whoa, Nelly. And put more hot glue here. And fold this. We're basically making him a little hat. There we go. And then we're going to decorate it with some little autumn doohickeys. Now that that is glued down, I'm just going to go back. And I'm just kind of just trimming off the end here. Now, let's set that off to the side. As far as the bottom part here, I'm just going to take, I'm just going to take another scrap of burlap and let's just cut it. I guess this will be fine. I'm just going to cut it like this and then just kind of fold it around and kind of glue it around the edge. I'm not real concerned about how neat this is because you're not going to see the bottom of it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, no, this has to be perfect. I'm just going to hold this in place and then a little at a time. And I think I'm just going to use my pencil here. We're just going to fold this over and then we're just going to work our way all the way around, gluing the edges down. Okay. So you see all of this has been glued down and now I'm going to do something with the top here. I'm not worried about the hole right there, but I'm just going to glue down a piece of burlap. And then once the glue has set up on this, trying to be very careful so that a whole lot of glue is not going to like ooze through the top. I'm just going to kind of tap that down like so. And then once this glue sets up, then I'm going to trim around the edge and trim it down a little bit. You know what? We could put another layer up here. Do you want to put another layer there to kind of cover up that hole? We can put another layer. We can do that. So now we're just going to drizzle glue there. So you can see I'm not trying to like blob it up. Is that a term? Anyway, let's put this on there and then we'll let that glue set up and then trim away the excess with that. All right, so now that this is done, so that looks a little bit better. Let's just glue this to the base that we made. Like that. And then we're just going to hold that down, let that glue set up. And this is going to be our little scarecrow hat. So now we're just going to measure a piece of ribbon to use as a band. And I know this is very wide. And oh, my pencil is crashing down. No, we're not going to use this whole piece of ribbon here. We're going to have to fold it in half or something. All right, let's find the seam back here. So this, let's see. Shall we do this? That'll work. Uh-oh, I need another glue stick and my camera cut off. But it's okay. All right, so now that we have this piece of ribbon, I'm just going to kind of fold it in half here, and we're going to find the seam on the back of our little hat. Put us the big old blob of glue. Now we're going to hold this in place and wait for that to set up. Yes, it really has. And I do appreciate all the people that's been going through and watching some of my older content. It helps more than you know. Because as you know, this is my income. Facebook, YouTube, all of this. This is my income. So it helps tremendously. But now let's just let that set up. And I'm going to find maybe some like fall type picks or something to go down in here. This is our little hat. We're not going to be gluing the hat down to this, okay? Because I want it to leave it open so that you can put little tea lights down in there. But anyway, I have this here, and I think I'm just going to cut off some of these for my wire cutters. I don't even know anymore. Here they are. Whoa, Nelly. Just kind of trim that. And let me cut a few more things off here. All right, so now we're going to take these. And where's the back here? Oh, I need to fix that. I'll fix that here in a minute. I'm just going to take this and just kind of stick it down in the ribbon here. I didn't glue it down like really, really tightly around it to kind of give us room to put some of these down in there. So I'm just going to tuck these down in there and get them all arranged and see what that looks like. I'm pretty happy with that. That's cute, right? I just glued the leaves there, tucked in the little berries and little spriggy doohickeys here, and then stuck in a pine cone. And now we're going to get that out of the way. But as you can see here, I wanted to kind of fill this in a little bit. So I have this reindeer moss that I got at Dollar Tree. It is making a mess. I'm going to glue some right around here. I think this is going to fill it in a little bit and look better to me. If you don't want to do this, then don't do it. And I probably should have done that before I put the bow on, but you know what? It's going to be okay. Okay, so I have a little tea light here. These came in a 4-pack. These are from Walmart. And I think I want to take some of this moss and tuck down inside, Amber, tuck down inside his little noggin. Like that. Let's kind of spread this out a little bit. Kind of give our light something to sit on. And then turn it on and set it down in there. Why are you doing this? I don't know. All right, there we go. And then you just set the little hat down on top of it. How cute is that? Very difficult to angle this and show it to you now, but you have already seen it at the beginning of the video. If you will hang tight, I will show it to you again at the end of the video. But I appreciate those that have stuck around through all this mess. And if you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.